one in which they go with a little bit of some play action. Here comes Brothers. Hill's speed to get downfield, put it on him, Duggan, and that's gonna be a quick touchdown for Tyreek Hill. We send a quick blitz, he evades the rush and delivers a beautiful throw and a beautiful touchdown. Spot pass rush, big hit on the second, and it's going to be recovered by the Giants. They go with a play action fake, though we have Boston breaking open, but he can't throw the accurate pass. And Duggan, we needed more from him. On top of that, we weren't able to get the running game going either. Now that was at least a close battle for us. Fortunately, it was a loss to the Giants, 20-13, but in the first official start for Duggan this season, having to come in for Bryce Young, who got injured in week 2, even though that was like the first drive. So Duggan technically has played 2 games. It wasn't awful, though it wasn't great. Duggan missed a lot of key throws, and we weren't able to get Chuba Hubbard really going as much as we were hoping, despite him still having 5 yards per carry. But what we did see is the rookie safety in Joe Brothers continue to show that he's got some real talent. He racked up 10 tackles in that one, a lot of which were his open field tackles on Saquon, no problem. He also had a tackle for a loss, which was the sack. Though surprisingly, it's actually the other safety that we're gonna have a breakout opportunity today with, Edwards. You know, he's played pretty solid, but I didn't think he did that much in the last game. But apparently he feels like he's about to take that next step. So we need to get him an interception, forced fumble, tackle for a loss, or a sack, or we just have to, in total, hold the Commanders to less than 200 passing. Now, who we have to do that against is a second-year quarterback in Josh Hoffman. Now, he actually has pretty good QBR for short and medium throws, not as much for the deep. Running game, they do have Brian Robinson Jr., a solid running back, and a solid backup in Quan Thomas. Through the air, though, that is what I'm worried about. Jalen Waddle, Terry McLaurin, and a second-year receiver who's an 88 overall in Justin Gaddis. We're going to have a tough run of show here. Our DBs, they've got to come prepared. Both of the safeties need to be ready to play, and the linebackers continue to make some plays. Now, we're not out of the woods when it comes to receiving targets. Noah Fant and Irv Smith Jr., both tight ends there for him, and they also have Brenton Strange, a pretty solid group of tight ends. Getting to the O-line, though, this seems to be the group in which they're trying to save some money at, as it's a very just middle-of-the-road group. Their highest overalls are going to be over on the right-hand side, Miguel Rodriguez and Cosme about an 80. Now, the one good thing about the Commanders in the last few years have been their defensive line, and that is still the case here. John Franklin Myers, Christian Wilkins, as well as Jonathan Allen and Daron Payne. It's a really solid group. And they drafted Julius Freeman. If you guys were here for the last offseason, you might have remembered he was that DT that we wanted to trade up for, but just couldn't find a package that really made sense. He went to the Commanders, and I hope we see some of him today. But finishing off that front seven, they have Harrison 80 at left, and over on the right-hand side, they have Davison 85. When you get to off-ball, not as good of a group. Cody Barton 77, and then Jacob Miles, a rookie, 72. As for their DBs, though, a pretty solid 1-2 in Kendall Fuller and Emmanuel Forbes Jr. Then it's kind of a split of who we're going to see in the slot. Either Isaiah Fowler, third-year player, or fourth-year player in Bass, or Base. Could be either. But they do have Derek Forrest in the back end in 86 and Kareem Curl a 91. So we're going to keep those passes if we do short, quick, try to utilize whatever speed, athleticism, mismatches we can manage. And ultimately, we're running back with the same style of offense. We're going to have to hope our defense puts together another good game. Coming off a 20-point, we need that. We need our offense to find their big plays. Let's get this rain game underway. As Boswell boots it off, we got Murray set back to return, and return he will, as he has a lane to the right, though does not squeak by the first 2 tacklers, and it will be Duggan getting the start here today. There was some speculation on if Matt Corral would end up getting the start, considering Duggan did not do well throwing last game. Though with all the rain, we're looking to do a little bit more of rushing as we get a good play one, but a flag comes in, and it looks like it's going to back us up. But when it does come to the quarterback spot, we'll be playing that one a little bit more by ear. It may end up being a 2-quarterback system until we get back Young. We go back to Chuba Hubbard following the penalty. He'll pick up the lost yardage, and we'll pick up 2 from the original line. Now again, he did really well last week. Again, 5 yards a carry. But when you need a lot more, well, we just couldn't ask any more of him. He already was doing so much as Barry checks in here. Good rush. Breaks the first contact and we'll pick up about 6. But we do really need the running backs to come in and play well today. That includes obviously the offensive line picking up blocks for them. But we're going to go with an RPO here on 3rd and 2. Hand it off for Chuba with a lane down the middle. He will pick up about 4 in the first. Now, of course, if we're to find success throughout this game, we've got to find some plays downfield. So occasionally we will take some pop shots when they start loading the box. Or we'll dump it off to Chuba in the flat, and he'll take a hit. I believe that was Davis. And they'll end up going for no gain. We're going to change it up on 2nd and 10. Spread them wide. We're looking for the screen pass into Hill, though the blocking did not form. So after a pretty solid first few plays, not so much the last couple, leaving us behind the chains here on 3rd. As we're at the 33, we need about the 45 for the first down. Just need someone to come open, Faust drive it in, and he holds on to it. First down up to the 47. Coming off a pretty good rookie season, though, his playing time has lessened with the signing of Tyreek Hill, only coming out in the 3 or 4 spread. As Duggan looks to scramble, he will dive down with another first down. And that's really one of the primary reasons we're also keeping him out there. The athleticism is better with Duggan, though Matt Corral not too bad. Once again, going with the RPOs, Tyreek Hill does not get the block he needed to. And it'll end up being a pretty quick tackle, leaving 2nd and 10. And we're going to go with a little bit of some read option. Duggan picks up a nice block. He will take some contact trying to get out of bounds. Gain of 5. Now, unfortunately, one of the players who's seen a lot of play, at least targets, diminish with Duggan coming in are the tight ends, primarily Boston, though we need either one of them to step up here. As it's thrown out late, it's lofted well high, and we're lucky that that one is not picked off. Ron Payne got back there, forced the bad throw, and we will have to bring out Ford. Now in the heavy rain, can he stay perfect? Well, no. No, he can't. That might be the first miss for Ford in quite a long time. He's known to become really the NFL's next GOAT at kicker, but that time just wasn't good enough. Commanders take over, they look for a run, and it's a good stop there from Hodgins. Had to fight off the block, keeps it to a gain of 6. Now, if we are to trust the scouting report, they run it a lot when it comes to 1st, 2nd and long, 3rd and short. But when it's 2nd and short, that's where they look for the air. They do pick up about 1 or so on the dump off. Once again, that is Brothers coming down to make the play. He's just made so many. Surprised that he wasn't the breakout DB force in this one. Though it's thrown to the outside. Bad tackle attempt. Waddle, he gets picked up and slammed down. Another tackle there from Brothers. Potentially a little bit of some frustration from him as well, not getting that breakout opportunity, though I think he's earned one. We'll see if he gets one this year. Great slowdown there from Stockton. Will be a 1-yard loss by Taylor. But so far, I would say the scouting report is matching pretty well, though 2nd and 11 looks like they're going to go for the pass as there's no one in the backfield other than the quarterback. They do find their tight end. He will pick up 7. Or actually, check that, not their tight end. He just looks to be built like one. That is the young, talented receiver in Gaddis we referred to earlier on. 3rd and 4. Great route, as that's going to be a first down to the 11 for Dockett. Now, while we've seen some great play from our defense this year, despite being, 1 and 2, we haven't seen much pass rush. We need to find some of that as Owe gets in the face of Hoffman, but he delivers the touchdown ball to Jalen Waddle. So already we've got a hill to climb, down 7-0. We start with a weak side stretch going Chuba Hubbard. See if we can utilize some of that speed, but Davis, he stayed step for step. And as the second quarter arrives here, if we're not able to find that speed to the outside today, that could be trouble for us. We already know that the big plays downfield aren't going to be as important for us or as likely for us, as we don't have that kind of throwing capability. But the running plays, the form big plays, like that juke there from Hubbard, will pick up the first down. And that's exactly the kind of plays we need. More yards tacked onto it will be nice, but it's most likely going to be just slow, steady drives today. As Chuba Hubbard on the draw will pick up another 8. Now, we've talked time to time about seeing a heavier rotation with the running backs. We're definitely going to see Barry a good bit. Hopefully, maybe we see a little bit of Ball as well. With the passing game very limited, 3-headed rushing attack would be great for us. As we go with Barry here on third, he cuts right and picks up the first down to the midfield logo. Well, this is a prime example of when I was talking about us needing to be able to find that big pass downfield, play action after they are stacking the box here. See if we could just find someone to leak out over the top. Well, Tyreek Hill was open, but Duggan just is not hitting his throws. And I'm sure the rain is no help either. And on 2nd and 10, we came out with the spread look. We're going to check back to the tray form as we go with a handoff, and honestly, it was just a great job there from the Commanders. The formation took away the original play call, and then just the play on the field took away the actual play. So we go back to the spread look here, 3rd and 9. As we just got to find someone open, or Duggan can run as he picks up the first. Hold on to it, he will, down to the 37. But following that play, Matt Corral is heading out. So it looks like Steve Smith Sr. has finally called it. It's going to be a 2-headed attack here because we need some passes downfield as we had Bateman. Not enough time to throw. So instead, on 2nd and 10 at the 37, going back to a little bit of the RPO, swinging it out for Faust. He bounces it to the outside. Bateman with a good block will get us the first down just prior to the red zone. Now, obviously, when we have Corral out here, most likely we're going to see a little bit more passing. The accuracy is a little bit better throw power, but just the awareness and everything mixed in, not as good. Boston nearly took that one in. But instead, a great play there made by the DB. 2nd and 10 denies us. As we go with Chuba Hubbard to follow, trying to spin back towards the middle. It's just a gain of 4. But we've got to find 6 on 3rd. Down to the 17 who come out, trips to the right-hand side. It's a light middle field here. We will attack it with Barry, who makes a cut, but very slow. 4th and 2 at the 13. Situations like that, you just want him to just run downhill. He's not much of the elusive guy. But the offense stays out on 4th. Simple passing play. And Duggan forgot to throw it. He had 2 open receivers, but it's Daron Payne again in the backfield. Turnover on downs. We ended up seeing Duggan clutch the ball. Instead of letting it rip, he saw the guy, he questioned it. That is the difference on that play. Commanders take over, already up a touchdown. We get a little bit of a blitz, but they still deliver a catchable ball. In fact, they find Noah Fant, who picks up 3. As we're under 3 minutes left here in the first half, it's down the middle and not going very far. And now Justin Gaddis, that young promising receiver of theirs, is shaken up. Hopefully for competition's sake at least, he's able to return to this one. Didn't look too severe, but you never quite know. Some players, they hide it well. As it's going underneath and getting the first down. Jalen Waddle yet again. He had their touchdown, their previous drive on a very non-like play from Newsome, as that pass was not on the mark. And after, we saw Max Mitchell, one of the offensive linemen for the Commanders, head off the field as well. So 2 injuries early on in this drive, as there's a great play by the rookie DT in Bates. He's been fighting for some more starting time, and with the lack of any play we've seen from Grady Jarrett, he honestly probably deserves a little bit more playing time. But Robinson nearly finds the first down there Clutch tackle, we call a timeout, and the offense will get started back at the 28. A minute 47, 2 timeouts. We need something here before halftime. I'm going to go back to an old play we haven't ran in quite a while. Trying to get Chuba Hubbard going a little bit more, though. That's a missed throw downfield. Once again intended for Bateman. Looking like a terrific return here from Curl as he will take it back to the end zone. One heck of a play there from the safety. But that all comes down to another missed throw by Duggan. But after, and no surprise, it is not Duggan heading back out with the offense. Matt Corral is out here. Can he make something happen before halftime? As we're now down 2 touchdowns. Well, honestly, if the O-line wants to block, that would be great. Most of our throwing, when it has opened up downfield, there hasn't been time to even deliver a ball. So a lot of things need to be worked on here with the offense. We get the halfback screen going to Barry, who follows 2 pretty good blocks. Can't get through the first tackle attempt, but we'll get back to the line quickly here. As they have 2 high safeties playing off coverage here. We got now a minute left in counting. As Corral looking to roll to the right-hand side. He's got space to run it. He will. Definitely not the same kind of athleticism we're used to, but he does get a decent gain. And at the end of it, that's all we could ask for. We're back into plus territory here, sticking with that spread look. They bring the blitz. Chuba Hubbard looking for a lane. He bounces to the left-hand side, and there just happened to be a guy there. It was looking like we might have had a little bit more, but we're right back at it. 2nd and 5 at the 34. Tyreek Hill, ball placed out well, but comes up a little short. Need a little bit more height on that. But overall, at least a smart decision there from Corral. Though 3rd and 5, we need a first down at the minimum here. We got 3 stop routes, 1 deep, 1 delayed from Chuba Hubbard. As it's a bad throw. I think that one was intended for Tyreek Hill. And so far, offense has not had it today, but they will stay out on 4th. As we got Hill going downfield, we got a short route from Faust, a couple mid routes. Mid hasn't been too great for us, though is wide open, but once again, it's no blocking from our offensive line. But ultimately, that brings a pretty poor ending to the first half for us. Down 2 possessions running, we've got to find ways to make some big plays. The front 7 has denied that, plus they've denied the throwing, so we've got to find something to work for our offense. Defense, they've done pretty solidly. Only giving up a touchdown a quarter. As we look around the league, we got a rivalry game here. Saints, they're taking on the Buccaneers, and the Saints are currently up on the 3-0 Buccaneers, top of our division right now. Saints, if you could pull off the win, that would be great for us. As for the second game we have here, it's the Texans in a dominant showing so far against the Miami Dolphins. Both teams 2-1. CJ Stroud, 3 touchdowns, have them up 28-0. And lastly, we have the Colts and the Jets. Colts are up 7-10. Both teams 1-2, looking for that second win. As we get back into our game, we too are looking for our second win, though we're going to need some big plays in this second half, starting on defense. As we send the blitz, play 1, Stockton provides the hit. Every time we've got close to Hoffman, though, he's delivered. Beautiful pass. He's 10 of 13, and he's handling the pressure very well. Luckily, we haven't given up any of those big plays yet defensively. A lot of just short, quick underneath as Gaddis returns from his earlier injury. He picks up the first down for him. But so far, nothing flashy really for either team. Obviously, Commanders doing a much better job. As they hand this one off, they will pick up 6, which just so happens to be the 6th carry for Robinson, though he checks out following, leaving 2nd and 4. As they will look to throw, we get a little bit of some pressure, but leaking out late is Noah Fant, and he picks up the first down. So far, gotta say, very impressed with the play of the young quarterback here in Hoffman. He's just very comfortable in the pocket. He's making good decisions out there. If we could force him into some bad ones, that would be even better for us, as it's thrown deep, overthrowing Waddle. One of the only bad throws they've really had today. I like the play call there from the Commanders. They played a lot underneath. They tried to find that big play downfield. 2nd and 10. As they go with a run, Robinson down the middle. Stockton gets the tackle, a gain of 6. We've got to find ways to get stops. This is a great opportunity at the 44 for 3rd and 4. They got a couple options. They'll dump it off, and Robinson, he avoids the ankle tackle and picks up that first. A really solid, methodical drive here from the Commanders to open up the half. So they make a change here, flipping the formation. They got 2 tight ends to the left-hand side, looking to throw. They go across. That's Waddle, who shakes one. He's got some speed, but not the angle. But it might be coming back as a flag is down. While it was in the backfield, it is not holding. Late hit. So it gets them down to the 3 instead. 1st and goal. Robinson to make it a 3-score shutout lead. Now it's going to be up to Matt Corral as the running game is just about out here. We've got to make plays quickly, pick up some yards. Fortunately, just no one is open, and Matt Corral just chucks that one, not in by any of his own teammates. We know he's new to the team, but white versus maroon, it's a pretty big difference. He's just got to find somewhere to go, but the pass rush is hitting home from every different spot. Does not appear like the team is ready for this one. Whether it's the elements, missing your quarterback, still there, you expect more. As we have Bateman open, it's another miss. If I were to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if the owner is upstairs right now making calls around the league. Who is available at quarterback, even for just one game, and then potentially just be the new backup quarterback for the future, because it does not look like we have that. Though, that's the only excuse for the offense. The defense, they have no excuse. We've seen how good they can play. We just need them to play the way we expect them. Edwards does get the tackle on that one. He hasn't been really playing anywhere near the line of scrimmage today, so no chance as there's some early movement, but who are they going to call it on? Well, we'll catch a little bit of luck there. They do call it on the Commander, so we will take that. 2nd and 11 as they come out with an empty set. Great play, finally. We knock a pass out St. Just. We've had some fairly tight coverage today, but haven't made any plays on the ball. We do finally there. Bringing up 3rd and 12. But wide open again is Fant. He shakes the tackle of Edwards. And that's a 1st down to the 23. You would at least hope that there would be a lot of frustration on the sideline right now, because no one is doing their job. We have started to make a couple changes to who's out there. We'll break that down shortly. As Newsome, you want to actually try to touch the player that you're tackling? He ended up just whiffing entirely. But speaking of at least one of those changes, Bates, he's now just out there as a DT. Rush, running, doesn't matter. He is out there as hopefully we make some big plays, as Brothers about a step too late to try to make a play on that ball. Does end up going as another quick throw out to Fant. And St. Just, come on, we needed something positive here. No, he breaks up the pass, but the Commanders are keeping the offense out here, because why not? 4th and 1, already up 21 points. Quick toss. We don't get that tackle. Edwards involved on that tackle for a loss. Can't remember if he needed just the 1 or 2, but that's at least 1. And after what should have been the pick, we'll take that. Now, another change we have here is the offense is out. We have put in the rookie center in Carver. We're going to see if that's going to help out this offensive line at all. It honestly hasn't been a great start for him. We do find Thomas there, finally. Good ball. Matt Corral, 3 of 10, though. So, quite obviously, the way that this game has gone, not great for either of our quarterbacks. And they're playing for a roster spot right now. As Richards, he picks it up. He'll keep possession for us. But this one is looking interesting. And if things are going to be interesting, let's at least get someone out there who has the potential to make some plays with his legs. Duggan is back out as we go with the halfback screen. Maybe get your first blocks. Richards, you were there. But in an almost merciful way, we have reached the 4th quarter. We're back at our own 21 for 3rd and 19. Boston, I think he's gotten 3 targets these last couple weeks. That is a well-thrown ball from Duggan. We just need him to be consistent. But I'm sure Boston is on the phone with Bryce Young every single game. Like, hey, when are you going to be back? When are you going to be back? Because he needs him right now. Running game has not had it today. The front seven of the Commanders, they are just rock solid, that's for sure. Got some press coverage on the outside here, though. 2 high safeties. Anyone gonna get the step? Well, we had Chuba Hubbard coming across, but again, no time to throw. Allen has 2.5 sacks today. 5 total for the defensive line. So while obviously the quarterbacks haven't played well, they haven't had the opportunity to on every play. We spread wide here, 3rd and long. We've got Bateman with a step. Ball not bad. Doesn't keep him in the field of play, but we needed the first down. And with the kind of game we've had, beggars can't be choosers. We got 6 minutes left. I would love at least a touchdown before the end of this one. Double move. It's covered well, so Duggan will tuck in, run, diving down, apparently at the 10. But we'll get things set up rather quickly. Trying to set up that wide receiver / halfback screen. Big blocks from Aquanu. Chuba Hubbard still on his feet. Finally brought down at the 2. But if it's worked so far, let's keep up with the hurry up. They're now starting to stack the line a little bit here. But Duggan, he's looking for somewhere. He breaks to the outside. He does not get the juke. That was supposed to be a draw, not a quarterback stretch. Just a very strange handling of that play. It was open down the middle. There was at least a gap. Would he have made it? Who knows? But 3rd and goal. Need to find a touchdown here. We got Faust, and Faust finds ourselves on the board finally here in the 4th quarter. We got any shenanigans to happen here late? In all honesty, I think that comes down to the defense here. Can they force a turnover, pick 6 even? That could really start to swing things, though. We've got to cover Noah Fant. He's gotten so many yards on just the flat release. And playing man coverage in our entirety for the most part today, that shouldn't be much of a thing. That's on the linebackers. As they hand this off, good stop there from Hodgins. We'll bring up a 3rd and 2. But can we make that play? Need everyone to just man up, make your plays, or leave the middle wide open, spinning and getting tackled by his own offensive lineman. Honestly, that looked like a play we would have had today. But instead, it's the Commanders, I'll tell you. They're at the 47. It's still a first down there for them. We're about 3 minutes left here, and here's a big play from the defense. It's Hodgins getting our first sack today. And if we could force them into just running the ball, maybe we could make something fun happen here. As it's 2nd and 18. They come out in a strong set down the middle. Robinson, he finds some space and will get back up to about the 50. And it looks like Steve Smith Sr. not done yet. We've got 2 timeouts and the 2-minute warning left. 2:30 on the clock for 3rd and 6. They look to throw. They dump it off. And this time we get the stop. We'll let the clock roll. And with 1 and 56 seconds, we are at the 30. Does Duggan have any magic left? Can he save his spot on the team? All comes down to how we finish this game. Bateman has a step, but that's about 3 yards too far in front. And honestly, what should have been a touchdown there for us. Could have been big, but instead, we're still back at the 30. We're going to be throwing here. We're going to try to make some plays. I said try, and that's a big emphasis. Right now, we have not hit many of our open throws. 3rd and 10. We got a tight look here, a little bit of some play action, and it's another miss. I don't know how any of these quarterbacks have made it on roster this far. You would imagine any NFL quarterback, not under pressure, could hit a 20-yard throw. Apparently not. 4th and 10, hard count, no one jumps. Got to find at least something for the first down here. Duggan scrambles, he takes the hit, he doesn't slide. That might throw off his throws even more. We'll see if that's possible. But we got hurry up offense here. Defense trying to catch them in a chains. And Duggan does not escape. Will be a sack for Wilkins. Only half though for him, as we're now under a minute. Offense just looking for something to pad the stats really in this one. Well, we've got Faust wide open. He's at least going to get some catches here, and we'll call that 2nd timeout. You could just unfortunately tell that there's not much trust either Duggan in himself or honestly the team and their quarterback right now. But he can make up for that, delivering a catchable ball would be nice. You know, trying to do whatever we can here to hype up our quarterback. He's stuck in his head, that's for sure. 48 seconds left. Can we find something? We got an in that will end it. Great play there by Davis, and this one is over. Oh, honestly, you could say it's been over for a while. Offense just never got anything going. It was bad on all fronts. The offensive line was not winning any battle up front. And when they did well enough to open up some plays downfield, our quarterbacks couldn't deliver a single catchable ball, really. And I'm going to say single, that's not much of an exaggeration. Defense, they were all right. I mean, 238 yards, it's not a bad game, right? They only gave up 21 points, didn't give up any points in the fourth, gave up 67 rushing, 171 passing. All in all, it wasn't an awful showing. Unfortunately, we just had to ask so much from them because the offense was giving us next to nothing. In fact, the top 3 tacklers in this game, all on our side. Edwards did rack up 9 tackles in this one. He did have a tackle for a loss. Plus, with the 200 or less than 200 passing, I believe he did get his breakout opportunity. So as we check in on that, indeed he did. So there is at least one positive to take from this game, and he's actually just going to be a star dev. I thought he had that last year, but we're at least, we get some positive from this episode. But once again, we're at a point where I think we need to look at what our options are for quarterback, backup quarterback at least. Baker Mayfield, he's still sitting here as someone we could possibly end up bringing in. Now, the big difference we're going to have with someone like him is it's going to come with much better awareness. 77 awareness. Meanwhile, the quarterbacks we have been playing, they've been, I want to say they're around 55 to 60. Other options could potentially be looking for someone to trade for. Now, there's going to be situations like this with the Bears where Justin Fields is most likely he's their guy, right? But they have someone sitting under him who has some skill that's just not being used. But in between episodes, I'm going to go through this list here, see if there's guys, because right now we are stuck with an issue at quarterback, and it's not just our backup quarterback. Throughout our time in this series, Bryce Young, he's been our guy. But there have been issues with Bryce Young, and one of those is his injury, 87. The other issue has been the turnovers. 16 interceptions last year with his best. And another thing to take into account here, if we jump over to the general tab here, we could see games played. In 2016, he did not play every game. He did play every game in 2025 and in 2023. He didn't play every game. He missed one in 2024. But in each of these seasons, he's missed downs played. He's missed time, and we need someone reliable behind him. So definitely let me know your opinion on that. Should we make that trade? Bring in someone. We've got some guys expendable on the team that are just sitting on a roster who arguably should be seeing some playing time. So we've got guys we could trade. We have picks we could trade as well. It's all possible. We'll definitely be starting off next episode making a decision at quarterback. So do not miss it. Hit the bell icon on the bottom right or scroll down, hit the sub button, and definitely tap the bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go out. This series every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Plus, we have the state-only challenge, currently Kentiana, as tomorrow could potentially be the final episode in that series if they do not make the playoffs. So stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for whoever is going to get the start under center next time.